Red orders remitters to refund 182 billion naira withheld from single treasury accounts since 2015. Force headquarters condemns unprofessional conduct of police officers collecting money from Chinese national. Plus, Economic and Financial Crime Commission, Security Exchange Commission moves to dismantle Ponzi schemes. Very good afternoon to you. Do you love and care about Rivers State and our peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater height. This is a task you and I must accomplish. My name is Helen Eric Chairman, and we're very sorry for bringing the news to you late. It was due to some technical issues. Rivers State Administrative Vice Admiral Ibokete Kwaibas, retired, has said it has become imperative to strictly implement all existing public-private partnerships for maximum utilization of facilities at the various seaports in the state. Vice Admiral Ibas made the assertion when he received on a courtesy visit members of the House of Representatives Committee on Public Assets at Government House in Port Harcourt. Tamno Baribi will complete this story.
The House of Representatives Committee on Public Assets were led on the courtesy visit by its chairman, Adamure Konye, with a delegation of staff of the Nigerian Ports Authority accompanying them. They were in the state to conduct oversight of federal assets and ensure optimal functionability. Vice Admiral Ebas told them that Rivers State has continued to serve as critical hub for maritime, oil and gas operations, including other industrial activities, with vital federal infrastructure mostly operated under the public-private partnership arrangement. He stated that most of those business agreements need to be fine-tuned to encourage transparency, strict adherence to contractual obligations, improve accountability, and minimize conflict of interest between stakeholders in order to engender business growth at the various seaports.
Rivers State, as you are well aware, serves as a critical hub for maritime, oil and gas and other industrial activities in Nigeria. Yet, we continue to grapple with numerous challenges in our infrastructure landscape. Years of neglect, vandalism, and underutilization have left many of our public assets in dire need of rehabilitation and strategic realignment. Among the assets currently operating under public-private partnership framework in the state are the Oneport complex, various oil and gas service zones, and certain segments of the Nigerian Ports Authority facilities. While some of these partnerships have yielded appreciable results in enhancing operational capacity and boosting revenue, others remain underperforming due to weak regulatory frameworks, lack of accountability, and conflicting interest between stakeholders. A comprehensive assessment of these assets is therefore essential to determine their current state and chart a clear path forward. I believe that the National Assembly, through this committee, is well positioned to help fine-tune existing public-private partnerships arrangements by ensuring greater transparency, adherence to contractual obligations, and improved monitoring mechanisms. We must work together to ensure that these partnerships truly deliver value for money.
Vice Admiral Ebas said his administration is determined to sustain the peace already achieved and require continual collaboration and support from institutions like the National Assembly to achieve his mandate.
In the past few weeks, my administration has prioritized the stabilization of the state security environment and the peaceful resolution of the political conflict that had threatened to erode public trust and economic progress. Through consultations, peace building, engagement, and coordination with security agencies, we have taken deliberate steps to restore normalcy and strengthen the fabric of unity in Rivers State. As we look to the future, the success of our administration's mandate will largely depend on sustained collaboration and the support of institutions such as yours. We therefore call on the National Assembly to continue supporting us in our efforts to reposition Rivers State on the path of peace, progress, and prosperity.
Chairman of the House Committee on Public Assets, Ademure Konye, said they came to oversight federal assets and particularly the existing public-private partnership arrangements at the Nigerian Ports Authority and report back its findings to the House of Representatives. Tamuno Barabi Iblubo, Rstv News.
The House of Representatives has directed Remita, a financial technology firm, to refund a total of over 182.3 8 billion naira withheld from Treasury single account since 2015 to the federal government. The directive came following a forensic audit that uncovered significant financial discrepancies by the firm, which is equally known as System Specs Limited. The Public Accounts Committee on the House gave the order during a hearing in Abuja following the submission of an investigative report by consulting firm Sheikh Katola and Company. The House of Representatives held in 2024 mandated the committee to investigate revenue leakages and non-remittance of funds by ministries, departments, and agencies through remittance. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Bamidele Salama, explained that the resolution was based on evidence submitted by the consultant as well as documents provided by System Specs and Remitter and other stakeholders within the Treasury single account ecosystem. According to the committee's report on the total payable by the System Specs Limited for first regime, calculated on the Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary policy rate of 27.25% under refund of transaction processing fee, amount refundable was over 993 million naira, while interest charges stood at over 2 million naira, totaling over 3 billion naira. On the other hand, the non-payment of acquiring fee refundable is 29 billion naira, with interest charges at 72 million naira, totaling 102 billion naira, while the non-remittance of collection refundable was 54 billion naira with interest of 124 million naira, totaling 179 billion naira. He condemned the forensic consultant for a thorough and patriotic job, emphasizing that the effort supports transparency and strengthens Nigeria's fiscal accountability framework. In a move, the House of Representatives has raised concerns over the collapse of a cryptocurrency investment scheme known as CBEX, which has reportedly defrauded unsuspecting investors of over 1.3 trillion naira. In a statement, House spokesman Akintunde Rotimi expressed the lawmakers' sympathy for Nigerians affected by the fraudulent scheme, many of whom are now grappling with financial loss and uncertainty. Rotimi revealed that preliminary investigations showed that the platform was not registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and had misleadingly adopted the name CBEX. He clarified that it has no ties to the China-Beijing Exchange Equity, a legitimate equity trading institution that has publicly denied any involvement in digital asset trading or operations in Nigeria, adding that this large-scale fraudulent scheme, which promised unrealistic returns and preyed on public trust, highlights the growing risk posed by unregulated digital investment platforms. Rotimi quoted the chairman of the House Committee on Capital Markets and Institutions, Solomon Bob, as saying the House must continue to confront financial fraud with the full weight of the law. The Nigerian Army has appointed Lieutenant Colonel Onyechi Anele as Acting Director of Army Public Relations. She is the first woman to occupy the position. Anele, a member of Direct Regular Corps 15 and a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, takes over from Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, who has been redeployed to the Nigerian Army Heritage and Future Center. Her appointment takes effect from April 22, 2025. Until her elevation, she was attached to the Department of Civil Military Relations. Meanwhile, the leader Army Force Headquarters Recruitment Sensitization Team, Anambra State Brigadier General Chima Ekwator, says only 200 youth from the southeast have registered for the ongoing Army recruitment in the country. Ekwator made the disclosure at a sensitization organized for youth leaders and president generals of different communities in the state. He said there was a need to encourage youth in the various communities to participate in the exercise. However, the Anambra Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, gave assurance that the government would continue to sensitize the youth to show interest in the exercise. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? If yes, let's build and take it to greater heights. For this is a task you and I must accomplish. Still to come, fire in Darfur, refuge camp destroys 50 houses. And in sports, Arsenal cuts Real Madrid to size with 5-1 aggregate win in Champions League. Details when we return.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. Business news. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission have vowed to hunt down operators of Ponzi schemes nationwide. The federal government agencies declared this following the collapse of the digital assets platform, CBEX. The SEC, however, revealed that it was yet to receive formal complaints about the collapsed digital asset platform, while the EFCC said individuals who invested in the CBEX digital trading platform will get their money back. Speaking with newsmen, the Director General of SEC, Dr. Imamotimi Agama, vowed that the Commission would hunt down the fraudsters CBEX, which claims to use artificial intelligence for trading in crypto and promised 100% returns in 30 days, collapsed with an estimated 1.3 trillion naira lost. He maintained that the SEC had continuously warned Nigerians against investing in schemes that are too good to be true. The SEC DG revealed that the Senate recently approved the sum of 10 billion naira for the market education program, and that with the support of the President, the Commission would establish more offices across the country to get closer to the people. He encouraged Nigerians to report Ponzi schemes that they know to the SEC for it to take action. And still on business news, the federal government has reduced the electricity supply and sales to the junta ruled Niger Republic by 42%, cutting it down from 80 megawatts to 46 megawatts. The measure has caused the country's electricity production to fall by 30% and forced the state-owned power company Neglelec to impose a planned power cut that can last several days, especially in Niamey. This was disclosed by Niger's Energy Minister Hawau Amado in an interview with newsmen after complaints by its citizens and an improved adoption of solar energy sources. Nigeria had suspended much of its electricity exports to the West African nation as part of regional sanctions against the junta that toppled civilian President Mohamed Bazoum in July 2023. The minister explained that the neighboring country, which previously supplied 80 megawatts before the sanctions, has now reduced its supply to just 46 megawatts, a figure far below what is needed to meet local demand. Nigeria primarily generates electricity from thermal and hydroelectric sources, with natural gas being the dominant fuel for its over 29 thermal plants. The Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adeniyi, has raised the alarm over the activities of the Islamic State West African province around the Babana-Opo border in Niger State. Adeniyi described the activities as a serious threat to security and customs duties. The customs boss, represented by Assistant Controller General Hussein Kehinde Ejibodun, stated this during a working visit to the Niger-Kogi Area Command. He said customs officers recently escaped an ambush by ISWAP members after intercepting 500 jerrycans of petrol being smuggled to suspected terrorists. The customs boss revealed that aerial surveillance equipment has been deployed in the area, stressed the need for stronger cooperation with other security agencies on his part. The area controller for Kogi, Niger, Pascal Chibwoki, said the seized fuel worth 25.9 million naira in duty paid value was intercepted in places like the Kabe, Tunga, Madugu, and Babana Gauza roads. Chibuoke called for better logistics and communication support to help officers patrol more effectively amid the rising threat from terrorists. On the foreign scene now, a fire has destroyed over 500 houses in a camp of displaced people in Sudan's western region of Darfur. Footages captured by the General Coordination for Displaced Persons and Refugees in Darfur showed the fire happened in Muka camp. There were no reports of casualties, and it was not clear what caused the fire that worsened the living situation of the displaced people. The UN humanitarian agency had reported that more than 300 civilians were killed in 2 days of intense fighting in Sudan's conflict-wrecked Darfur region. Sudan plunged into conflict on April 15, 2023, when long simmering tensions between its military and paramilitary leaders broke out in the capital, Khartoum, and spread to other regions, including the vast western Darfur region. The paramilitary rapid support forces, known as the RSF, carried out the recent attacks after the Sudanese military late last month regained control over Khartoum, a major symbolic victory in the war. The war has created the world's largest humanitarian crisis and worst displacement crisis, and it has to lead to Sudan becoming the only country in the world experiencing famine. Still on the foreign scene, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has unveiled the third chapter of its World Economic Outlook 2025 at the United Nations, with a central focus on the global implications of migration and refugee policies. Speaking at the launch, Director of the New York office of the UN Refugee Agency, Sivanka Dhanapala, emphasized that refugees should not be viewed as a burden. Dhanapala noted that the number of forcefully displaced people worldwide has reached 122.6 million people, with projections indicating it could surpass 125 million when UNHCR releases its Global Trends report in June. Director of the International Organization for Migration's New York office, Paul Lichet, echoed this sentiment, calling for migration to be embedded into broader development strategies. As global migration trends continue to evolve, the IMF, UNHCR, and IOM are urging governments to adopt forward-looking policies that view mobility as not as only a challenge to be managed, but as an opportunity to be harnessed. And in sport, tickets for the high-profile Unity Cup semi-final between Nigeria and Ghana have officially gone on Nigerian sale, with prices reaching as high as over 500 and 32,000 naira for premium seating at the G-Tech Community Stadium in West London. The Super Eagles, through an official announcement on X, confirmed that ticket sales are now open for the Afro-Caribbean International Tournament, which will feature Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. Branded as a Unity Cup, the tournament is scheduled to take place during the final week of May 2025. Nigeria will face arch rivals Ghana in the second semi-final on May 28, while the tournament will kick off a day earlier with the opener between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. The competition will conclude on May 21 with both the third place match and the final to be played on the same day, ensuring that all 4 teams are involved in the closing fixtures on the tournament. Pricing for the semi-finals fixtures start from 31,922 naira in standard seating areas such as section M121, N126, and N127, while premium sections such as X204 and 303, located in South Stand, are priced at over 532,000 naira. And for the final match day, G-Tech Community Stadium, the venue for the entire tournament, is the home ground of Premier League side Brentford. The Unity Cup Launched in 2002 with the iconic Nijam clash between Nigeria and Jamaica, has become a symbol of cultural celebration and unity through football. Still in sports, Arsenal has staved off Champions League holders Real Madrid superstar and rich history of unlikely comebacks to snatch a 2-1 victory and reach the semi-finals with a superb 5-1 aggregate triumph. The Generals' 3-0 quarter-final first leg triumph last week gave them a vital cushion in the Spanish capital as they made the Final Four for the first time since 2009, where they will face Paris Saint-Germain. Bukayo Saka, who missed the first half penalty, sent Arsenal ahead, and although Vinicius Jr. leveled, the 15-time winners were never close to making up the deficit. Gabriel Martinelli rubbed salt in their wounds with a stoppage time winner for Arsenal, who have never lifted the Champions League trophy. Los Blancos, far more brittle than when they won a Champions League and a La Liga double last season, were convinced they could turn the game around, but created too little against Arsenal's tight defense. The Premier League side held their nerve to reach the semi-finals for only the third time in their history. However, Carlo Ancelotti has accepted Real Madrid may look to replace him as a coach after Arsenal knocked out the Champions League holders in the quarter-finals. Do you love and care about Rivers State and peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater height. For this is a task you and I must accomplish. And that's it on the news at 3. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Helen Eric Gemini.